Welcome everybody. How is everybody today? Just another busy day here in the Philippines. A lot of people walking around, and every once in a while I'm going to pause because there's too much noise or too many people around. Always motorcycles, always people walking by, people playing their music real loud, just something, always something. Lots of traffic out there on the road. A lot of cars, motorcycles, buses, three-wheelers, four-wheelers, vans, just so much traffic out there. And here on the side of the road, people got to where they park their cars. Toyota and little gold bronze looking one, maroon one. I guess this is where they park their cars because some people aren't allowed to park their cars in front of their house in this complex we're in. Motorcycles being parked over there. If you look at a motorcycle and you see these 120s, 150s, some of them, smaller motorcycles, they're not very big because of the gas prices, but if you look at the seat of them, every one of them's got the seat all tore up because the cats over here decide that that's what they feel like they need to do, is tear people's seats up. A lot of stuff to scratch on, tires and all kinds of stuff, trees and stumps and everything. But no, they got to get up on your motorcycle and just scratch the seat up. If you do have a car or something, you leave the window down, cat will get up there and scratch your dashboard up because that's what they do. I'm not really a cat person. I mean, if I see a cat out there, I'll say, hey, kitty, kitty, what's the matter with you, and everything, and talk to them, you know, just be friendly and nice and stuff. But nah, not me. No owning cat for me. I'm a dog person. And then there's a few dogs I don't care a lot about either, so, you know, pick and choose what you will. Buy me a hamster. And my daughter, she wants a guinea pig, and I told her guinea pigs poop, so she wants guinea pig. She wanted a, what were them things called, munchie chinchilla or something like that. I told her all that stuff poops, so I don't think she's wanting to clean the poop up. She just wants it as a pet, so I don't know. But here in the Philippines, it's hard to get animals and keep them in your house, because if you do get an animal and you don't have a yard, they get out there and frolic with all the neighbors' animals, and all the neighbors' animals come over in front of your house and they frolic with your animals. They say, hey, there's a neighbor's house, and they poop right there in front of your door, and the people just, hey, your dog just pooped in front of my door, and they're like, not my problem. So, you know, this is why I don't care much for a lot of dogs. But anyways, that's the way it is. I'm happy here in the Philippines. They do have a lot of things here, a lot of nice benefits, and a lot of nice people and stuff. And occasionally you do get bad people, and a few of them that seem like they're buttholes that just, hey, he's filming and doing a video, I'm going to go over there and play some music in front of him. I got a cell phone and I'm going to stand right in front of him and play my music loud. I don't know why they do that. You know, I could see a 14-year-old coming up doing that stuff because 14-year-olds are heathens. But a grown person, a grown man or a grown woman coming over in front of you and putting that music on and stuff, you know, I guess heathens come in all shapes and sizes and all flavors. So, anyways, back when I was young, when I was a kid, if you did something like that, you disrespected a grown person, you was mean to a grown person, and they reach over and smack the mess out of you. Hey, grown person, they don't have to be your mom and daddy. You're a grown person out there, and smack the mess out of you, disrespect them. And then they'd tell your mom and dad, and your mom and daddy would smack the mess out of you. So I guess times have changed since then. Yeah, when I was younger, we'd learn to respect people. We would say yes ma'am and yes sir, and that's just the way it was. We were taught to be nice to people. And in fact, a lot of people were nice to us back. I mean, we had a neighbor down the road. She used to cook cookies for us when we were kids. And, you know, being a neighbor, she didn't think nothing about it. Just cook cookies and give to us. And we used to have like community shows. I think a lot of them would play music and have little parties and have things like that, and no alcohol, and just regular parties. It wasn't all about drinking. It wasn't all about stuff back in the days. Every once in a while I'm going to pause because there's people walking by and some of them have kids, and I just don't want to up and say stuff, so a lot of wire up there. I said this in one of my videos before. How would you like to be the technician that has to work on those wires, that has to fix stuff or hook somebody's cable up or telephone wire or some of that stuff? Hey man, I need my cable or internet hooked up. And good luck. And then 3 or 4 weeks later you might be able to get internet. Anyways, yeah, times was a lot better back in the days. I'm talking 80s, you know, even 70s, 80s. I worked at a skating rink back in the days, and that was roller skating rink, and that was one of my best jobs. Being a teenager and working at a skating rink and being around a bunch of other skaters and things like that, it was a time. So if you see flies flying around me, that's because this area that I'm in, I don't know what it is, just seemed like it swarmed with flies. Got them all over my legs and all over my face. But yeah, even nowadays walking by and you see these people walking by, and gay people and normal people and guys wearing skirts and dresses, and you think to yourself, you know, Back in the days, guys didn't run around with skirts on and dresses and makeup on and stuff like that. I guess a lot of the times have changed since then, and they call them bacala, I guess here, something like that. But anyways, I mean, there was gays back whenever I was young, and they kept to themselves, you know. Every once in a while they'd come out, you know, a couple, and hold hands and stuff like that, and that's just the way it was because they were respectful. Nowadays, the other day I was out walking around, there was this guy walking. He was, I don't know if he had a skirt or one of them mini short things, whatever, and he had a guy and he was walking with him. He was holding the guy with one hand, and he had his hand on the other guy's butt, just a groping and a feeling and a groping and a kissing and you know. I'm married, been married for a long time, and I don't remember a time, even back whenever I was younger and married, of just going out in public and groping all over my wife and kissing all over her and, you know, filling her up and touching her, and, you know, so everybody can see what's going on. I kept, you know, we kept things civilized, and a lot of people do keep stuff civilized. But I don't know what it is with today's society. I don't know. I mean, I've had people say, you know, him, them, he, she, they, them, who, that, whatever. I don't know how that works. But they just get offended with you whenever you try to, I don't know the word, you try to be nice. And you walk by and you see somebody and they got a big goatee like me, and, you know, and they're serving something, and you try to say, you know, I'll take that thing there, sir, and they get snobby with me, and, you know, don't call me sir. You know, my bad, I thought you had a goatee. You know, I guess women nowadays can have goatees. But anyways, I don't want to offend people, don't want to make people mad. I'm just stating facts that, you know, if the society's going to change and things is going to change, don't be like that. Don't be to where I'm gay, I'm flaming, I'm everything, and I'm just going to, everybody's going to accept me, and I'm going to put it out there, you know. You know, I love my wife, and I love women, and I love, you know, and I love things. That was just the way I am. But I accept somebody's lifestyle. I accept, you know, if my kids came up and said, hey, Daddy, I like women, I'm gay, I would, you know, I'd kind of feel bad about it, but in today's society, you just have to accept that maybe it's a phase they're going through or something, but you don't, you don't go against the things nowadays. You just learn to accept stuff and accept the way society is and accept the way things is. I mean, I can say it straight up. I'm not God. God's going to be the one to judge people. I can just be nice and accept, you know, things like that, but whenever you die, God's going to be the one to judge you. So He might be a tolerant God, and He might say, yeah, it's fine with me going through, but I don't think so. And that's just the way well, we're not going to talk about politics, and we're not going to talk about religion, and we're not going to talk about how good Donald Trump's been, but we're just going to, you know, talk normal and stuff. But I told you in my other video I broke my window, and it kind of aggravated me to where I had a bad day. I just didn't feel like doing much and everything. Didn't feel like going anywhere or coming outside, and I didn't feel like being bothered with a lot of the people out here. Whenever you come outside and you get people out here that necessarily bother you, kind of makes you want to go inside and do your videos inside instead of sitting out here in this nice enjoyable weather. I don't know if you can see it. I have there's a McDonald's. It'll even show McDonald's. You can see the arches right up there above that building. The building is the hospital. I spent some time in that hospital. You know, had the old toe cut off in that hospital. So now I'm just SoBerry 9 toes. But anyways, don't be offended by things that I say. Don't be offended by the politics and the religion and the gay talking, the straight talking, you know, and I haven't made fun of Jews yet, but that's the way stuff is. Well, anyways, everyone take care. I said it. Yep, I said it. Have a good day.